The Trump family is no stranger to living the high life. Even before the family patriarch, Donald Trump served as the 45th president of the United States from 2017 to 2021. The Trump family had been leading an extravagant lifestyle. From luxurious penthouses to gilded golf courses, they seem to have a knack for maintaining a lifestyle that's straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. But how do they do it? Is there a secret money printing machine hidden away in Trump Tower? Let's find out, shall we?
Bing, bing, bong, bing, bong.
To start with, Trump did not exactly come from humble beginnings. His family has always been really rich. His dad, Frederick Trump Sr., was a hugely successful businessman. He managed to transform the humble real estate business that his parents left him into a huge business during the Second World War. And this huge business is the foundation source of the Trump lifestyle. But Donald Trump was able to take things even further, making more money available for every Trump to spend. It started after Trump finished his university education in 1971. Almost immediately, he became the president of the Trump business. Now, as I just mentioned, the business was doing well. It owned more than 27,000 apartments in New York City alone.
Oh my God!
So it was definitely making enough money to fund many lavish lifestyles, including a loan of $1 million, which Trump has referred to as a small loan. I mean, for most of us, $1 million is more like a lottery win, and it's a small loan for Trump. That loan was not the only loan that Trump received from his father, though. He apparently also borrowed about $60 million from Papa, most of which he couldn't pay back, and then received an additional $413 million, adjusted for inflation, from his dad's company sometime later. With all of those loans, Trump was able to take the family business further than his father ever did. The Trump Organization, so named by Donald Trump, is now a group of over 500 businesses, all of which are either solely owned or principally owned by the one and only Donald Trump. So yeah, there's a lot of money coming in for the Trump family, but the real estate business is really the Trump family thing. The Trump Organization owns a lot of buildings and properties, and probably due to their fare for the opulent and extravagant, all their properties have that extra something that make them symbols of wealth and status. Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago, and other luxury buildings contribute significantly to the family's bottom line. And let's face it, if you've got a building with your name on it, you've got to live up to the billing.
That is true.
His supposed successes with these ventures have led many to believe that Trump is some kind of business genius. There's an argument to be made here, though, because both Trump and his dad have come under investigation a number of times for their business practices. The dad was investigated by the Senate for profiteering in 1954 and then in 1966. And just 2 years after Trump took over, the Trump Organization was sued for violating the Fair Housing Act. That's not all, though. Many years later, in 2018, Trump and his family were reported to have committed tax fraud. And it was also found that between 1985 and 1994, Trump's tax returns showed net losses. Because of all that mess, some people argue that Trump is not the financial genius that he would have people think he is. He just knows how to present himself like he knows what he's doing and also knows how to capitalize on his image. A good example of this is his co-producing and hosting the reality television series The Apprentice from 2004 to 2015. Say what you will about the man and whether or not he is a financial genius, but you can't deny the fact that The Apprentice was a hit.
My name is Donald Trump, and I'm the largest developer in New York. I even have a television show. I thrive on energy. This isn't a game. I'm not playing games. Who will succeed? Who will fail? And who will be the apprentice?
It shot Trump into the limelight and even gave us the iconic phrase, "You're fired."
You're fired.
As you can imagine, with Trump being as heavily involved with the series as he was, he made a lot of money from that gig. The show's success brought in a hefty amount of royalties that undoubtedly helped fund the Trump's family's glamorous lifestyle. But Trump was not done. He needed to make money from anything and everything, so he started licensing his own name and image. And he was not picky about what he could have his name and image attached to. If it was a product that could be sold, he would sell his name and image to it for money.
Now that's a bright idea.
Those that have been around long enough might remember those Trump steaks and Trump ties. Granted, few people would remember them because they weren't exactly a household staple, but they were popular enough that Trump must have made some money from them. Otherwise, why would he have continued to do it? With all of that, Trump still managed to be voted in as President of the United States, and of course his stint as the President of the United States, which many did not see coming, also contributed in a big way to funding the Trump family's lifestyle. For one, he was obviously getting paid a lot to steward the largest economy in the world. Depending on who you ask, he either did or did not do a good job, but wherever you are in that argument, you have to live with the fact that there was a time when taxpayers were funding the Trump family lifestyle. Of course, as the President of the United States, he needed to be paid. However, his and his family's lavish lifestyle was apparently very taxing for taxpayers. One of the areas where a lot of money was spent in was protecting the first family. Because they didn't all live together, a lot of money went into stationing Secret Service agents to the different locations. Big Trump was in the White House, First Lady Melania was at the Trump Tower with their son Barron, and who knows where the others were, but they were all part of the first family and needed to be protected. And that's just protection. All those different places needed household personnel and other household stuff, all of which cost money, taxpayers' money. What's more, Trump had a thing for conducting business as if it was a party. Business meetings were always packed with people, and that meant a lot of money spent on entertainment. Then there was the fact that Trump and his family loved to travel. Some would argue that the family was just living the life that they were used to, but it doesn't change the fact that taxpayers' money was the family's source of income for the period that Trump was president.
That's too damn bad!
Direct taxpayers' money was not the only way that Trump and his family benefited from his presidency, though. As the President of the United States, his businesses were more valuable. Staying at the Mar-a-Lago seemed like a thing to do because it was the president's hotel, or his Winter White House, as he sometimes called it. Of course, there were some that stayed away from the hotel because it was owned by the president or because they couldn't afford it. Throughout his presidency, there were instances where government officials, foreign diplomats, and political supporters chose to stay at Trump-owned properties when conducting official business. This led to allegations of the government effectively spending taxpayer money at Trump's establishments, potentially benefiting his financial interests. Trump is still being investigated for these allegations. Trump really squeezed every drop of financial gain that he could out of his time as presidency. In addition to all that has already been mentioned, he also championed tax cuts and deregulation, policies that would only benefit him and other wealthy people. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 was a highlight of his administration, an act that reduced corporate tax rate, giving substantial windfall to corporations. To be fair, his personal and corporate financial gains were most likely not the sole reason Trump signed the act, however, it sure didn't hurt his personal finances at all. Considering that he owns multiple businesses that span across a variety of industries, he must have been able to pad his coffers thanks to the new tax act. Lower taxes meant increased profits and cash flow, providing additional resources that definitely came in handy for the Trump family when their patriarch was no longer the leader of one of the biggest economies in the world. Trump is not the only person that brings in money, though. His current wife, Melania, is a former model and current businesswoman that is not doing badly at all, and most of the kids have positions in the Trump organization. Big Trump still seems to be the biggest earner, but at least the others seem to be pulling their own weight too. Whether or not everything is completely above board is a completely different video.